What's going on, everybody? It's Brian with you from TheGameCommon, and today we are playing some more Total War Warhammer. The Norsca DLC came out yesterday. We live streamed it a little bit last night, and we learned some things to do and some things not to do. And so today we're going to go ahead and start a new Let's Play series of the Norsca. So we'll start a new campaign. We're going to do a grand campaign, and there's two different Norscan factions for us to play as. You have the Norsca faction and the Wintertooth faction. So the Wintertooth faction, you play as Throg, this giant ice troll who looks freaking badass. He's a powerful melee fighter. He has the siege attacker attribute, has powerful ability copious vomit, which sounds absolutely terrible, and he can construct unique buildings in troll country rather. He also has plus 10% for all Norscan troll and Norscan ice trolls, physical resistance. All units in Throg's army are immune to attrition, which is really nice. He also gets negative 15% for all Norscan troll and Norscan ice troll units. Cool. He begins with warhounds, trolls, and trolls, which is really good. He starts far to the east of the new territory to the north that is Norsca. But we're going to actually go ahead and play as traditional Norsca and play as Wulfric the Wanderer. He is a powerful leader and melee fighter. He's also a siege attacker attribute. He has powerful battle ability Seafang, and then basically his mammoth units plus 15 melee attack, upkeep negative 10% for marauder units, and all units in Wulfric's army cause fear, which is freaking great. Also, holy crap, like he's fought a couple battles, definitely. So we have the berserkers, we have Ice Wolf's chariots, and we have the skin wolves. So let's go ahead and hop in, and I'll let you guys watch the cutscene, and then after the cutscene I'll kind of explain, because they play quite a bit differently than some of the other races, and I kind of very much enjoy it. So go ahead and enjoy this.
North are closest to the gods. Their lands lie within the ebbing shadow of chaos. For in the land of monsters and ice, where no crops grow, they have to be. Thus, I have come to guide their raw talent.
This guy's seen some things, like, since he leads every race you play as, man, he's been places.
Such savagery on each other, while the southern lands are ripe for ravaging.
How did his neck bend that way? That keeps bugging me. I mean, I know he's dead, but still. Also, yeah, I'm intimidated. Definitely.
The old world calls. Ripe for our taking. We fought monsters, and we became them.
I really want mammoths. Oh my gosh, I want mammoths so bad. Alright, so for a god-cursed warrior with no home, every new land is fresh territory to be despoiled, every undefeated or undefended shore an invitation to battle and plunder. Wulfric the Wanderer waits at Icestrike Forge, while Seafang sits uneasy at anchor, sails once filled with winds of magic, hanging slack, gore-infused timbers slapped by icy waves? What? Gore-infused timbers? Gore-infused? Like gore from people infused? That's a little weird.
Glory to you.
Okay, well, you can go ahead and shut up. So, how they play differently is... Shut up. Too much talking. So, the first thing you'll notice, up at top, we have basically the gods demand death and destruction. So, there are 4 different gods we can worship. Anytime we take a town, we have an option of raising it, of occupying it, or for sacrificing it for one of the gods. The things about each one of the gods is the more favor you have with them, the happier they are with you. So, for example, Serpent's favor. If we follow the pathway for the serpent god, we will get negative 10% upkeep for all forces. At tier 2, we get plus 5% or plus 5 rank for all our lords. So essentially our lords are going to be level 6, or Champion of the Serpent level 3. A specialist chaos sorcerer, Killer the Tormentor, will be recruited to fight for your faction. Now, how it works is anytime you dedicate one thing to one god, all the other gods are unhappy with you. So you can only really have one god happy at you at a time, or at least max out one god. And it's kind of part of the end's game objectives. Essentially, to win the game, you have to take over Wintertooth, which were the other Norsca faction to the east, and then you have to destroy the Empire in Brentonia, and then you have to have a level 3 allegiance with one god. At that point, so let's say I have a level 3 allegiance with the Serpent, then the other 3 gods, the Hound, the Eagle, and the Crow, they're going to send armies to basically fight us, and we have to beat back their armies, and then that kind of triggers the end game. Each god has some pretty powerful tier 3 bonuses. So the Hound, which is what I was chasing last night, gives you a unique and extremely powerful Hell Cannon battery unit. The Ice Forged Legion will become available. Also, all units gain plus 100 experience per turn, and weapon strength plus 10% for melee infantry units. The Eagle gives you Azaric the Mage Keeper will be unlocked, and then plus 20 Winds of Magic and research rate plus 20, which seems really good because, you know, more research seems really awesome. And then lastly, you have the Crow, and I'm not sure how this plague works. You get a devastating plague will be unleashed across the world. I imagine all factions are going to basically have to suffer attrition, but what would be interesting about it is it something that happens just one turn, or is it continuously basically forcing them to suffer attrition? Because that would be really powerful. Also, casualty replenishment rate plus 20%, and wound recovery time -4, which is nice as well. The other thing that's different is when we are fighting the Norsca factions, we don't actually have to take over all of their lands. So for example, we are currently at war with the scaling to our east. Shut up. And so if we ever meet Felman's army, the leader of the faction, if we meet his army and we actually beat his army down, we automatically are able to basically confederate their empire. Even if they still have, like, let's say he conquers all the rest of Norsca. If I beat him in one-on-one combat, we're immediately able to basically take over all of Norsca then in that particular example. That's freaking awesome. I'm excited about that. The other thing and the last thing that's really freaking cool about these guys is they have the Monster Arcanum. Essentially, it's a book where you can go do some monster hunting. So the first monster you can actually fight is an ice dragon, and they actually had a video released on the Total War where they actually showed the battle. But essentially, you fight a group of giant ice dragons, and if you defeat them, you get a bunch of bonuses. I think he gets like a big piece of armor for his character, but then in addition to that, you get to actually recruit them. I think they're part of the Valors or the Regiments of Renown. I think they become one of them. I'm not entirely sure. Or else they're just like whatever. You get to recruit a really awesome ice dragon after being able to beat them. So that's something we want to do. And if we actually want to do those fights, we want to click Monster Hunter. The only thing I'm not sure of is that Monster Hunter, that first one, that Ice Dragon, is way the heck over here. So it's going to be a while before we can actually do that. So I think it would be more beneficial for us to actually come over here and do recruitment costs for Marauders. Simply because we're going to be recruiting quite a bit to begin with. The last thing about the Norsca, and I kind of caught myself last night, or I kind of screwed myself last night, is they don't make a lot of money. Like your building tiers here, you only have one building that makes you any kind of money, and it does 100, 200, and 300. So essentially, you're never going to be making a lot of money. Because of that, you need to go raiding and destroying and pillaging and stuff like that as much as you can. So our initial goal is going to be to essentially start taking over as much of the Norsca as we can, while I think we're also going to then send an army south to pillage and make us money, because that's where we kind of were running into issues yesterday. So let's begin by grabbing a couple spearmen, and let's grab a javelin, because I would like to fill out my army, because I think we can go ahead and get the scaling conquered pretty early on. I think yesterday I ended up meeting their army up here, so I may just leave Longship Graveyard as is because they don't have any army over there. We can go ahead and upgrade this to Ring 2. However, building tiers, I think I'm going to end up destroying the sparring fields and building another military building, like for example the Warhound kennels here instead. Simply because it's the capital. Or what's it called? The provincial capital. So I can go much higher than tier 3 here, where these two I can only go to tier 3. So for now, we'll leave it as is. Maybe that's why I should go take over Longship Graveyard quicker. Might not be a bad idea for no other reason, just to get us some XP as well. So, but anyways, we're gonna want to spend at least 2 turns just building up our army. So. A couple of things we're going to do differently is I very much am going to probably sim most battles. Let's go ahead and grab one of you, and then one of you. Simply because I don't want to spend as much time. I want to kind of get through the campaign a little bit quicker. And fighting like battles that you have overwhelming odds is just kind of eventually. So let's go ahead and start moving you this way. And I would actually like to put you on a pillaging stance or a raiding stance right away. And let's go ahead and at least make, 48. It's not a lot of money, but it's better than nothing. I wonder if I should just trash this building right away. You know what? I think we are just going to go ahead and demolish it right away. We're actually losing happiness. Why are we losing happiness already? Taxes. That was the other issue I kind of had yesterday, is we basically had many of my territories just super unhappy with me. Enables attrition for non-chaos armies, essentially just because of the taxes. So really, I almost need to build like happiness buildings here. I mean, once again, we are only tier 2. If we were higher tiers, we'd have much more public order, so that would be nicer. But let's go ahead and just take over Longship Graveyard and be done with it. The one thing to keep in mind with the Norskins, technology, sweet, we got recruitment costs. They are really, really infantry focused. And I like that actually, as someone who likes playing as infantry. So we'll take weapon strength next. Leadership for Marauder units. I don't think it matters right now, but eventually we want to get that. So we have a massive advantage. Let's go ahead and auto-resolve. So now at this point, we can do like normal. We only lost 61 units. Shut up. We can either occupy it, we can sack it, or we can raise it for one of our different gods. Now the thing is, if I raise it, I can come back and actually settle it. The issue with that, and I don't think I want to do that because you're gonna have to spend like 1,500, 2,000 gold to actually reoccupy it. So I think for now, let's just go ahead and occupy. Melee attack +4, cool. Does that make us happier? No, we're gonna get a pretty big, we get a pretty big negative unhappiness, at least this first tier. We also leveled up, which is good. Now the question is, we start with Seafang, strong versus 120 men unit or above, and essentially we just slow them down. Now we could go ahead and bump up his melee attack. Yesterday I went here to bump up my Marauder units. I may actually want the campaign one though. Recruitment cost, casualty replenishment rate, growth would be really good. What is this one? Hero recruit for skins. The scrolling is reversed than what it should be. That's weird. Lightning battles, savage skills, unnatural healing, fueled by war, unit experience. I actually gonna do something I don't ever do. I think we're gonna actually bump up this guy. And the reason for that is they said he's a really strong warrior. So I think I want him to be in the center of combat anytime we fight. I think that's going to be pretty freaking awesome. Okay, so now that we wrecked this place, let's go ahead and maybe get a Warhound kennel. That's going to be 1,000 gold. We're making 1,000 gold. I think that's okay. Let's go ahead and go next turn. Biggest thing I want to keep watching is our income every turn, because I do not want to go broke. So what are we at now? We happiness wise, we're at +1. Okay, let's go ahead and go over here to the Ice Strike Forge, and hopefully that takes us higher than -1.
Where's my next?
Or +1. Nah, we're still at +1. I'm probably gonna wait a turn and then actually try recruiting a little bit. Let's go ahead and get some more public order. I like that. And that's gonna unlock another building. We can get some more happiness too. Like I said, we're probably going to be a little slow to begin with, just because I want to make sure that we don't screw ourselves too bad. Now, we can grab some Norsca Warhounds. They're at 90 apiece, so we'll grab 2, and that's going to knock our income down to a little over 800. I think that's okay. You in 2 turns will unlock. We're at +2, so that's okay. If we conquered the entire province, I think our happiness would be a little bit higher. But for now, I think we're just going to stay here for at least one more turn until we can actually start building buildings. We're at +4, going well. We should actually be at +5 after this next turn. Norsca! I'm actually a really huge fan of that. So, negative growth on Longship Graveyard. That's fine at this point. Let's go ahead and grab, do we want the income or do we want that public order happiness? We get Shaman Sorcerers, Chaos Corruption, +1 for every concurrent war with neighboring faction. I think oh, you know what? We need the Righteous Order Altar there because it goes much higher than tier 3. So then maybe we should grab the first stash and just make a little bit of extra money. Sure. So that really isn't going to help my happiness at all, which is fine. You're on stance none. Why can't I raid? What are we at here? We're at -2, which sucks. Go raid, please. And we're going to move him up here, and we're going to try meeting our enemy here. Hopefully he'll fight us in the field. That would be nice. So we got weapon strength for Marauder units, which is nice, and we also unlocked a Regiment of Renown. And we gained a new follower, income from raiding. That's really good. I like all that. So let's go ahead and grab this new dude. Oh god, 120 gold. Worth it, I think. So then we can get speed, we can get armor, or we can get ammunition. Let's go ahead and grab armor. The one issue I've noticed with all of the Norsca units is their melee defense is really, really crappy. Like 18 for the Berserkers. They have 18 melee defense. You know, these guys only have 37, which isn't terrible. 28, 22. For the most part, they all seem to be like in the 20s, which is really not fun. Okay, so you have a full stack army there, which is going to be a bit of a problem. Question, Galen Moot, is that your leader? Yeah, you have Irison. So if I actually meet his army in the field, we will conquer all his territories. So, gotta note that. Wolfric leveled up. Let's go ahead and grab more melee attack. And he's just going to do some ridiculous damage, which I like. Okay, what happened to his army? Where did he move to? Did he move up north? Okay, so you have a full stack army of 16. I'm at 16. Also, what kind of garrison does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we are at a pretty big disadvantage right now. So I may want to just keep it as is. The other thing we could go do is just take over Galen Moot. What is our happiness looking like down here? -2. Okay, so we could just go ahead and smash his territory. I think we are going to go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and just straight declare war. That's fine. No allies are involved. We declared war. And we're just going to auto-resolve this. And I think we're just going to go ahead and raise it for... Okay, so which one do we want to go with? I'm actually kind of thinking about doing the Crow today. Biggest reasoning why is casualty replenishment rate is really nice. Also, research would be really good. However, the Winds of Magic, I just don't care about. Champion of the Hound gives us unit experience. I was doing it yesterday for the weapon strength, plus 10% for melee units, and we're doing mostly melee, so that seems really good. Upkeep would also be good. And then plus 5% Lord rank would be really good as well. Let's do something different today. Let's go ahead and do the Serpent. So let's raise for the Serpent. And this is going to make all the other gods unhappy with us, so that's fine. And then we're going to probably move away and let someone else go resettle it at some point. I'm going to try not raising too many territories because I don't want to have to spend the money to basically resettle. But my thought is I want to meet his army in the field. So the best way to do that would be to actually raise his territory. Now, you're still chilling over there. You're still chilling over here. Let's go ahead and move you back this way. And we're still raiding, right? We are. There's actually nothing for us to raid right now, right? Oh, we actually can raid. Whose territory are we in? Huh. We're at -2 over here. Longship Graveyard. We can go ahead and make some more money, which I think is fine. And then essentially we're just waiting to grow. We'll go next turn. And we're going to look at actually wrecking this town as well. Oh, there we go. So this is an army, 18 to 20. We're at 16 to 20, and we're a little hurt. I think we can actually do this. If we take him over, then we basically conquer all his territory. So battle deployment, we will go ahead and auto-resolve it. He actually is rolling with ice trolls, and he has horsemen. Ugh. All right. But we still have the advantage, so let's go ahead and roll it. We got a close victory. So we lost 305 to their 721. We can steal a bunch of money or units replenish. I think at this point, let's go ahead and take the treasury just because I need it. And now we also unlocked another unit of renown. Now what's cool is because I have defeated him in combat, I can peace treaty and I can join confederation. And they have been forced to accept. Now what's rather interesting is we got his army, which is a little on the scary side because you can see our income immediately is like suffering pretty badly. So what's nice is having two different tiers well, having two armies basically is going to allow me to conquer these other guys really quickly. First things first, let's go ahead and bring you guys home. I would like to actually move you a little bit further. I'm gonna try moving these guys home to basically get their HP back to full. The other thing, like I said, we got to watch out for is we got to pay attention to our money. So we can go ahead and build up 3,200. That's going to generate 30. It's going to generate a whole 20 more income or 10 more income. However, it does increase growth and public order. And it's going to give us the opportunity for another slot. So I think that's why we need to take it. So Wolfric leveled up again. Let's go ahead and take probably melee defense or charge. His charge is kind of crap. Let's give him more armor. Next turn. So we really got to keep an eye on our money right now. Here's the ideal. If I can keep one of my armies, I need to send one of these armies south to pillage. Plus 5 armor. Cool. And we'll take the ammunition. So let's bring you into our territory. And now you're going to gain a whole freaking... Actually, let's just bring you into the capital. And this should hopefully make our town much happier. And then we want to also move you back, please. And get you guys growing as well. So essentially, we can wait 20 turns with this predicted income. And still survive. Probably want to go ahead and swap out some of these units. We can also remember recruit another a regiment of renown, but I may want to hold off on that. So he has 2 horsemen, 2 javelin, throwing axe horsemen. These guys are charges, right? Like, are they missile units? They actually do have ammunition. Okay. Fast moving with long range missile cavalry excel at harassing enemies, but weak if pinned. Interesting. And then we have the throwing axe ones, which are fast moving missile cavalry, but are weak if pinned in melee. Okay, so neither of these guys are particularly strong in melee. They're more for like harassing. And that's probably why we beat him down, is because he actually had 5 units of missiles. What's funny is we actually got their leader, which is awesome in so many different levels. Let's go next turn. Essentially, we're trying to get these guys to full HP before we go take over Doomkeep. And then we may slow our attack here up in the north. And I'm going to probably send our new guy, Yulf Erison, down south. But first, I really just need you guys to gain HP. So you're going to gain HP. Let's actually move you all the way over here. Let's have you move over here. Now, what's interesting is what about my territories in the north? They are a little unhappy with me. but only at -2. And Grayling Moot is actually the capital, so noted.
Enslave the Southerners.
So you guys are gaining quite a bit of HP right now, which is good. You're going to be fully maxed out after this turn, which is good. I want fast, by the way. And how long are we at? We're at 24 minutes. Okay, we'll keep going a little bit further. Orcs are coming, don't really care. So while raiding across the sea, your warriors discovered rich pickings in a coastal village that was easily overcome. So rich, it turns out, that your ships, already heavy with earlier plunder, cannot carry all they wish to take. What should they load up with, and what should they leave behind? So we can get iron, which is upkeep, which is going to reduce the amount of money everything costs, or casualty replenishment rate. Well, since we're struggling right now with upkeep, let's take iron and metal. And that actually puts us at a positive. Freaking hell yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna move you up here, and then next turn you guys are gonna be full HP as well, so cool. And we're actually gonna be positive too. Great. The other thing I need, I don't know, you need something for public order, man. It's kind of funny. I don't understand why public order is so terrible. I mean, I guess I kind of understand, but ugh. Next turn, one more turn. And we're gonna go unify unify our province here by taking over Doomkeep. So, okay, first we unlock this. This is gonna increase growth and casualty replenishment. This would allow for better units. And then this is going to give us another tier of buildings. And I may want the smith. But we were actually, yeah, that's right. We were actually looking here at the ruinous altar. Get public order, and then we can do shamans. And I think that would be really cool. I want to see the shamans, see what they're about. So yeah, let's go ahead and move you up here. And then let's go ahead and move you right next door. We can also upgrade these buildings. We are making a little bit of money. I will upgrade the longship builder, but we'll keep the rest of our money in reserve for now. Next turn. I would like to unify this province, at least before the end of the episode. Oh, interesting. So our new neighbor actually took over Grayling Moot. Ooh, snap. Leaf Gurdstenband. Oh, okay. Well, so this is the guy who is in charge of... Let's see, what does he have? He has 1, 2, 3 territories here, plus that territory there. So I cannot let him live. I'm going to have to go conquer him. So let's go ahead and move our units over here.
My challenge? Norsca.
How big is his army? His army is really small, actually. So I don't even need my second army. Here's the thing. He's going to run away on me. Declare war. Declare war.
Destroy. My challenge? Undeniable.
Yeah, I can't actually get to him. Freaking hell. Okay, so we're going to basically try cutting him off. And hopefully he can't actually move into here. And even if he does, we should still be able to just conquer him while he's in there. Alright, next turn. We have 2 full stack armies. Well, they're not full stack, but they're pretty close to being full stack. We got the Axeman Stone, so we got more ammunition and more damage. Melee defense and melee attack seems really, really good. And let's go ahead and move you guys up here. And goodbye, sir. Move you over here. And you are mine. And we're definitely going to auto-resolve this. So I will fight some battles in this series, just probably not every single episode, because it's like 30 minutes episode or something. Or, sorry, it's going to take like 30 minutes to actually fight a battle sometimes. So we ended up losing 66, and we are going to take their money or slaughter. We only lost 66 units, so let's just take their money. Cool, so we gained armor, and we gained a new weapon, which causes fear and terror. We also gained a new follower, which gives more campaign movement range. So let's go ahead. Yo, Wolfgang, you already have a weapon. Take the scout, man. And then this one is actually already on Yulf and gets +5 armor and +5 melee defense. And he's immune to psychology. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Then I'm almost thinking this guy has a weapon too. No, he doesn't. So why didn't it give it to him? Oh, we actually have a couple weapons. Weapon strength 4% or causes fear, causes terror. Take the fear terror. The other thing we can now do. Hi, guess what? I beat you in battle, little punk.
My warhounds have not eaten in day.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. We now own the entire western part of the continent. This is going a hell of a lot quicker than my last night. We were like chasing an army all around the freaking peninsula, and it was really annoying. So this is really, really good for us. So you guys are at -2. Cool. You guys are actually gaining. That's good to know. You guys are at -5. Okay. So what I really need to do is move one of my armies over here if possible. And I think for now we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode. Oh snap, he's actually moving out. I think he's going to go take on Grayling Moot. Alright, well for now let's go ahead and wrap up this first episode. Next episode we will conquer the rest of the scaling, and then we will send one of our armies south. Did we grab a new army? I don't think so, because we ended up like killing him. Where are my armies? Forces. Nah, we just have the 2. Okay. So I guess because we pretty much like destroyed him in battle, we don't gain any additional units. What is this? Huh. That looks really freaking cool. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that. Since it's a brand new series, all the support does wonders. So go ahead, drop a like, comment, let me know what you guys think. And as always, hit the subscribe button. Join the game comment, show your support. Hopefully next episode or soon thereafter, we're going to get some freaking mammoths. That's what I'm most excited for with this new series. So I'll see you guys then. Bye.